Shocking new details have surfaced since Sha Diddy Combs was apprehended on September 16, 2024. Some believe he was abducted because he dared to challenge influential Americans. Another shocking new story occurred in court on October 10, 2012. Why did Combs lose his balance? Beyond that, what additional updated details regarding Diddy's case have surfaced? Is there a secret meeting happening right now? What does this portend for the trajectory of a highly renowned figure in the entertainment industry? Seize the opportunity. Was the possibility of foul play considered by his ERS? His fame and fortune have led some to accuse him, making this case unique. So the argument goes, with more and more people reporting injuries on a weekly basis, why is this proposal being considered? Although he did not identify them, Diddy levied accusations against Combs because of what transpired. Combs, who is in deep trouble, has applied for bail but has been denied. He sought clarification from his attorney about the identities of the individuals named in the accusation letter, and the attorney responded that his client would require this information in preparation for his upcoming trial on May 5, 2025. It's perplexing that the prosecutor is withholding the identities of those who have accused Diddy of wrongdoing. Why is this occurring again and again? 50 Cent, an American rapper, has claimed that Diddy has ties to American criminals. Not only has Eminem claimed that Diddy was complicit in Biggie and Pac's murders, but other well-known figures have done the same. There are two main concerns that the court has. The judges opted to keep Diddy in jail despite the fact that his attorneys had sought to have him released on a $50 million bond with stringent conditions such as house arrest and constant surveillance. The judges did this because they were aware of the danger Diddy posed if he learned the identities of his accusers, and the possibility that he would tamper with witnesses. Among the people he is believed to have murdered is Camille Cassie Ventura. The altercation between the man behind the camera and the quaint yesteryear Cassie took place in the long-gone Intercontinental Hotel's dimly lit corridor, and cameras caught Sha Diddy Combs brutally beating Cassie Ventura on March 5, 2016 in Los Angeles. News reports about the incident would continue for quite some time. The man who represented Diddy, Mark Agallo, described him as a man who had been tested to his breaking point. According to Agallo, Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura was the reason the father of four was upset. Supposedly she became enraged and threw Diddy's phone at him, stole his clothing and fled the hotel room as he slept. It should come as no surprise that the prosecutor's account differs significantly from his statements. After Cassie filed civil charges against Combs, he appeared in court on November 16, 2023. Cassie claimed in the lawsuit that her relationship with Combs was ESS, and that he abused her. They asserted that a male was present in the room, and held Combs responsible for later on in the video. It becomes clear that Cassie was frantically attempting to flee from yet another one of Diddy's infamous parties. According to this timeline, Diddy wasn't angry, but rather the one whose behavior caused Cassie to flee in terror. Even worse, he attempted to cover up his actions by paying the hotel $50,000 to delete the security footage that caught him throwing glass vases at Cassie in an unguarded moment. Demonstrating to a judge that you will not alter evidence or witnesses is not an attractive strategy. Denny initially did not do anything wrong by maintaining his innocence in the face of these grave accusations. The release of the hotel security footage, however, altered the course of events and revealed the truth about what transpired that night. Diddy reconsidered after seeing this indisputable evidence. He admitted his wrongdoing, apologized to everyone, and accepted full responsibility in an Instagram video that has since been removed. Along with his efforts to seek help, he detailed his disgust with himself. "I really hit rock bottom," he confessed back then. Was what he said truly intended? He is currently beginning treatment after seeking help. Cassie is reportedly the only one Diddy knows who was a victim. Concerns for their safety necessitated keeping the others under wraps. It is unclear which charge is keeping him in jail unless the names of the accusers are made public. Is bail an appropriate option for Diddy? According to several of his accusers, he has utilized his wealth and fame to enlist the aid of his employees in creating a society where women are targeted for criminal prosecution. Misuse of his authority to book numerous so-called freak shows has occurred. A large number of victims were coerced into being electronically recorded, manipulated and arranged against their will. All 120 accusers must now weigh in on the case. However, could Americans be surprised by something more profound about Diddy? Sha Diddy's legal troubles were front and center in a recent Joe Rogan Experience episode. Discourse between guest host Joe Rogan and comic Andrew Schulz. Insightful and stimulating, the discussion illuminated the bigger picture of the entertainment industry's reaction to the federal raids on Diddy's homes. According to Schulz, as the story progressed, it was as if the masks were removed at a masquerade ball, exposing the frightening individuals concealed beneath the elaborate costumes. A major corporation allegedly wanted to back out of a deal. Diddy was in with them. A morality clause allegedly existed in the contract he signed with the firm, allowing them to terminate his contract with them in the event that he committed a transgression. Are you beginning to see the big picture? Is it possible that the contract was involved in Diddy's arrest? How much more isolated would Diddy be now, if he'd violated his agreement with the firm that set him up? Cat Williams claimed on Shannon Sharpe's podcast that Diddy was involved in something, and would be brought down, which adds some intrigue to the current situation. Is there something more enigmatic happening behind the scenes that nobody is aware of? Rogan and Schultz were the ones who first mentioned the shady allegations. American celebrities have brought up Jeffrey Epstein before. He too sought a substantial bail sum, for fear that Epstein would use the funds to evade justice or influence witnesses. The judge rejected the motion. Because of past incidents, the courts were hesitant to take a chance with Diddy. The more serious charges against Diddy were unveiled on Joe Rogan's show. Accusations in the vein of Epstein that Diddy secretly recorded his party-goers. Those who disagree with Diddy's conviction argue that the videos featuring Prince Harry, Barack and Michelle Obama, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and other celebrities should have led to his arrest rather than the other charges against him. Schultz claimed that during the raid on Diddy's home, these well-known individuals were associated with him. Could this be genuine, given that Homeland Security allegedly wanted the tapes he had on key individuals, which have since been deleted? On March 25, 2024, the aforementioned raid took place, and the entertainment industry was taken aback when news spread that Homeland Security had simultaneously raided the homes of Combs. As a first target, the Miami mansion of Diddy was targeted. Police from both the federal and local levels entered and exited the private island of Star Island, with numerous bags and boxes containing evidence, including firearms and electronic devices, at the crack of dawn. Aaron Dyer, Diddy's attorney, was vehemently against the raids, describing them as a witch hunt unlike any that had ever been done before. Dyer insisted that Diddy was innocent of any wrongdoing, whether criminal or civil, and that he had been helping the authorities. Additionally, Dyer condemned the disproportionate use of force that occurred during discussing the scandal. They pondered how a powerful and influential individual could be entangled in it. They proceeded to a more generalized attack on Hollywood, arguing that the industry's glitz and glamour conceal its true colors. They discussed the power of wealth and celebrity to bury one's worst impulses from view. Perhaps Diddy will get treatment on an island, away from the prying eyes of the public, instead of going to jail, Rogan and Schultz reasoned. Are they possibly correct? The 54-year-old father of 7, Diddy, has faced tremendous adversity throughout his life. He appears to have always been a family man, despite all the troubles that have followed him. Having children from 4 different marriages makes his family dynamics complicated, but he has created a strong family unit through unconditional love and support. He has had the unwavering support of his mother, Janice Combs, both emotionally and physically. With Janice's guidance, the family has been able to steady themselves. Despite all the setbacks, Diddy seems to have remained steadfast in his commitment to his family. His ability to maintain such strong relationships with his children is evidence of his unwavering commitment to his role as a parent and the strength of the ties that bind his family. Who is this man, who was obviously upset during the hearing, if not that same family man? He sobbed in court upon hearing the judge's ruling after his traumatic arrest at a Manhattan hotel on September 16, 2024. After that, Diddy was never able to relax. The lengthy investigation that led to the man's arrest painted a dark picture of his alleged use of his massive business empire, which included the renowned Bad Boy Entertainment, as a mask for his illicit dealings. The accusation against him reads like a chilling tale of manipulation and exploitation, and he is accused of utilizing his famous enough to get away with it all, while he hid his illicit activities. Strong evidence supports the prosecution's case, painting a picture of alleged wrongdoing with each piece of information. Central to their case are the horrific testimonies of victims and witnesses, which provide a clear picture of exploitation, control, and abuse. Not only are their experiences tragic on a personal level, but they also form an integral aspect of a pattern of conduct that spans many. The prosecution relies heavily on the financial records and communication logs in their case. Allegedly, a complex operation is revealed by this carefully compiled paper trail of transactions and messages. According to the prosecution, these records demonstrate how he concealed and financed his illicit activities through his company. He acted legitimately while engaging in criminal behavior. Other crucial pieces of evidence include illicit and potentially gang-related objects discovered on Diddy's property. These authentic garments serve as tangible evidence of the victim's account and can be presented in court to establish the location of the alleged crimes. Surveillance footage and stills paint a vivid picture of the alleged world that Diddy created. They provide concrete evidence of the events that victims of abuse and trafficking claim to have occurred. Former employees and associates of Diddy, who spoke out against the alleged criminal, provided damaging information to the government, illuminating how Diddy allegedly orchestrated a network to facilitate his illicit activity. While he maintained an air of respectability, the legal team representing Diddy maintains their stance, stating that the allegations against him stem from weak evidence, suggest that Diddy may have been involved in the crimes, but there is no concrete proof of this. Based on speculation and a lack of evidence, the prosecution has presented a case against Diddy that does not establish his guilt. A $50 million bond was part of a massive bail package offered by his attorney Shapiro and his legal team. The Florida properties owned by him and his mother security. This would demonstrate his willingness to spend a substantial amount to ensure compliance with the court's regulations. Additionally, he would be subject to house arrest at Diddy's lavish Florida mansion, which is worth $48 million, with very limited visitor privileges. Because of the controlled environment, and the fact that he would be kept away from potential influences, the risks would be reduced. The terms of release stipulate in order to prevent any possibility of witness tampering, Diddy would be watched by trained third-party ex-state and federal police officers 24 hours a day for 247 monitoring. In order to prevent any communication that could affect Diddy was also prohibited from using the internet or phones. The only way out of the country was for Diddy and his family to surrender their passports. In order for Sha Diddy to be present for all court proceedings, the court wanted him to remain in the area. The severity of the charges against him was demonstrated by the stringent bail conditions, which further escalated an already bizarre case. The concept was proposed by his legal team to put their minds at ease and demonstrate the gravity of the accusations. The court imposed these stringent requirements, but they decided against granting bail to Diddy because they weren't sure they could keep him out of trouble and protect the community. They had to consider both the present and his prior accusations against him. Since beginning his career in the 1990s, the music superstar has been beset by scandal, and this is just the latest accusation leveled against him. The 1999 alleged assault on record. Executive Steve Stout is one notable instance. Supposedly, Diddy and his associates stormed Stout's office after the latter refused to remove an offensive scene from a music video that Diddy had requested removed. Diddy allegedly paid Stout a large sum to end the matter. After Stout sued him, the two later settled the case privately. Another big scandal involving Diddy occurred at Club New York that year. He and his ex-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez were present during the shooting of three individuals. In 2001, Diddy was convicted of charges related to bribery and weapons. It didn't look good on his record that his protege took the blame for most of his recent legal problems while he was in court. Upon learning that he would be spending a few additional months behind bars rather than returning home, he appeared to. He recently witnessed an individual crashing head-on into a wall. He appeared visibly shaken, as if the mental strain he had been experiencing for weeks had suddenly become unbearable. An individual who has resided in opulence and dominion for the majority of his adult years is now diminished to the point where he can scarcely maintain his composure. Suddenly, he went from towering over the courtroom and composed as a cucumber to trembling uncontrolled. After the police were summoned, he realized that the impact of his new life was more profound than he had anticipated. The harsh reality of sharing a chilly, overcrowded prison cell with a complete stranger was something he would have to face. It is one thing to have a scandal damage your reputation. It is another to watch your entire dynasty crumble, and this appears to be the beginning of Diddy's downfall. His fall serves as a subtle warning to others, as Diddy has always taken pride in being untouchable in the entertainment industry. The trial is scheduled for May 2025, marking the moment when wealthy and famous moguls like him realize that their crimes cannot be covered up. From the legal drama to the implications for the entertainment industry at large, it promises to be an exciting show. The dark side of fame has been exposed by this case. Ultimately, the trial of Sha Diddy Combs is about more than just the law. It demonstrates how difficult it is for our society to address the underlying issues that permit abuses of power to occur. Beyond the confines of the courtroom, the result may alter the norms of influence and justice in the entertainment industry and beyond.